We're going to see some practice. Charlie Casserly is standing by. And Charlie, what's going on with the quarterbacks now? Has Dwayne Haskins separated himself from anybody yet? Or what are you feeling with the quarterback situation?
Well, the first thing is, listen, when you have one of these journeys, you got to put it on social media like I do. You know, where's your rest stop on the Jersey Turnpike? Where's your historic stops in Carlisle at an Army War Bank? Come on, we want to share that. We want to see that stuff. That's what you got to do. Anyway, now let's talk about what you called me for anyway, the quarterback position. Well, Coach Gruden has said it's going to be a competition that's going to work its way through the end of training camp, and that's exactly what is going to happen. Now, let's take Mr. Haskins because you brought him up first. Now, here's the thing. In the spring, consistency was the issue. It's still the issue. From practice to practice, as far as accuracy goes, that seems to be an issue. He can make the wow throws. I said to the Redskins, what's he better at than you thought? Ability to slide in the pocket, which we saw that on Path to the Draft, our shows, and ability to make plays outside the pocket. But the challenge for any rookie quarterback, Patrick Mahomes couldn't do it as a rookie, is grasping the complex system that they get and doing the terminology, something they don't have to do in college. So that makes you a little bit slower on the read. He's a smart guy who studied hard, but grasping a system has put him, I'd say, behind at this point, and consistency with accuracy from day to day. Now, so who do we think is going to start? Well, we got to play the 4 games, but the veteran Colt McCoy, who knows the system best, probably has a little bit of edge from what I can gather right now. Now, if you got to go play Colt full time when it counts, he's a gunslinger. He'll turn it over, hasn't been able to stay healthy. So eventually, I think he will not be able to carry you for 16 games. And then Case Keenum, outstanding outside the pocket, a leader, smart, still grasping his system, which is very complex here. But he'll eventually get the thing, as everybody else will. Now, the book on him is keep him in the pocket, turnovers, inconsistency of accuracy if you keep him in the pocket. Outside the pocket, the guy is great. Plays a little bit short in the pocket, meaning he'll bend down. He won't stand tall in the pocket. So that's where we are right now as we get ready to start playing these preseason games.
Charlie, Mike here. I was down there probably about 8 days ago, and I picked the day where Haskins just lit it up. I mean, the ball was coming out beautifully. He was looking off defenders. He was going through his reads. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think he was a 5-year veteran the way that he was lighting it up that day. So I see what I hear what you're saying about the inconsistencies. Have you gathered that it's kind of a day-to-day thing with him, that he can really come out one day and light the world on fire, and then the next day struggling a little bit, kind of what you'd maybe expect from a rookie?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a little bit of him, too, through the spring and from now. And obviously, they're warming up now, so we'll see practice, and then we'll be able to talk about what he does here after practice. But, you know, that's a little bit of him. Part of it's footwork, Mike, not getting his feet positioned properly, pointing to where he's going to throw. But actually, one of his strengths is his ability to have the feet go one way and still come out and throw a 20-yard out on the money in the other direction, which is what you have to do in the NFL. It's not always perfect. So, again, we're talking about a rookie who hadn't played a preseason game. So the inconsistency is a rookie. I mean, he's going to play this year at some point. And to me, Murray's a sidebar to the draft because he's kind of a unique guy. But I would have taken him next in the draft.
You know, the problem is when you have 3 quarterbacks trying to earn a spot, you have to divvy up the reps in practice. And you know, Charlie, we don't have the same amount of reps as we used to have back in the day when we were doing double days. So when you have 2 quarterbacks, or if you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one. So they've got to sort this thing out and pare it down to 2. You know, you talked about inconsistency for Case Keenum being a new guy and Dwayne Haskins. Well, heck, they're going to continue to be inconsistent if they don't get more reps in practice. And so that's going to be the issue for Jay Gruden. He's got to find ways to get these guys reps and so they can develop in a new system. I like Dwayne Haskins a lot. Had him in the Under Armour All-American game out of high school, you know, and he with 50 touchdown passes. Heck, Patrick Mahomes threw 50, and he was the MVP of this league. He did it at The Ohio State, and 22 of those were against the blitz. So this guy can do it if he knows the system. He's just got to get enough reps.
Yeah, and that comes into play too with kind of getting that chemistry.
The big issue is when you play the preseason games. Big issue is when you play the preseason games, and that's the carryover to Mooch, is how do you get 3 guys enough reps with anybody who can block in front of them?
Yeah, we'll get to see. It is the first week of the preseason, so finally.